I am super excited for Silverwolf coming into the game. She's gonna benefit a lot of characters currently in Honkai Star Rail as of 1.0, and I think that some characters do benefit a little bit more from her than other characters in the game. Two styles do come to mind, is anything of the same, or characters that like to play the same mono element do benefit a little bit more, and the second typing is of course characters who capitalize on weakness breaking. So these two are the group of categories that I think benefit quite well, and of course maybe if you think about it, hunt characters do generally benefit a little bit more because of their ability to hit in a single target, which is really mainly like Silverwolf's main kit. So I think the first thing I want to talk about, the most obvious category, will be the characters like Zealer as well as Qingque. These two quantum characters are, a lot of people are already talking about it on the internet, that they want to pair together with Silverwolf, maybe in a mono quantum team or maybe a triple quantum team, for example. And a lot of people that don't plan to use Qingque are already planning to use Zealer together with Silverwolf, and they are like already planning their formations based around it. But a lot of people don't really go on to add why this is the case. Why do they work so well together? And let me use this front part to explain a little bit on why Zealer works very well with Silverwolf. Not many people explain this part, but this quantum set, the Genius of Brilliant Stars, actually benefits also quite a lot from Silverwolf, and both Qingque and Zealer generally use this set. And when you drop, for example, Quantum Weakness from Silverwolf's kit, of course, onto the enemy, you get this additional 10% defense ignore. This takes it up to like 20% on top of course, Silverwolf's Quantum Rest Shred that she drops when she drops the Quantum Weakness, the defense shredding in her ultimate that Silverwolf does, other of her bugs that remove a lot of stats as well from the enemy, and not to mention the Quantum Weakness dropping itself, which offers more weakness breaking. All of these abilities combined together is very, very good for Zealer because she's generally single target in nature. Like her biggest damage comes from her single target abilities, and Silverwolf pairs very nicely with Zealer as well. And why Qingque benefits is mainly because of the ability to drop in more quantum weaknesses on the enemy, meaning she's going to be more useful in more content, as well as the quantum set itself. And we already have like one Erudition character for Quantum, one Hunt character, and with a Nihility character, all we're left with is we just need a Preservation character, hint maybe Fushen, and then we'll probably have our full mono team going already. So I think that's really nice. The first category of characters that do very well, the two of them, Zealer as well as Qingque. Now, since we are on the topic of Hunt characters, let's talk about another one that's going to benefit really well from the single target nature of Silverwolf. And I think that will be a character like Yanqing. We'll talk about him first, of course. And Yanqing not only benefits a lot from single target like Rest Shred, defense shredding, ice weakness on the enemy that Silverwolf offers. There's also like a ice team ready. You can use free to play March 7 in a mono team, for example. You can use a Japat as well as the preservation unit. And you can of course run with other AoE ice characters like Pella. You can run with Herta if you have her and like her and you want to run it as well. Also works well. But not only that, he also has a trace that benefits a little bit from ice weakness bonus, which does additional damage. So by having Silverwolf in the game and implanting these weaknesses means that the probability of you increasing this ability proccing is higher, and that is why any character with these kind of like benefits because of ice weakness or like quantum weakness and stuff like that, they generally do benefit directly from the presence of Silverwolf, because Silverwolf implants them and gains this major trace bonus for Yanqing as well. But of course, that's not only the reason why. He also benefits a lot from the single target rest shred, single target defense shredding, and ice weakness that you proc. And he has a very good amount of ice weakness breaking in his kit already, meaning that he will likely be able to control enemies better because he freezes them when they weakness break, for example. So I think Yanqing is a solid example of another character that benefits really well. A fourth character that I want to mention is definitely Susang. I think Susang, out of all of these characters, might be the one that probably benefits the most from Silverwolf coming to the game. And the reason for that, why it matters, is she doesn't care whether the enemy is physical weakness or, for example, any other weakness. What Silverwolf does when she comes into the game is drop a weakness based on your teammate's formation. So if you drop in a weakness and your teammate breaks it, she still benefits quite a lot from, doesn't matter what it is. So for example, if we look, let's see one of the major traits right here. So when, for example, there are enemies on the field that are weakness broken, Susang gets this like additional benefit. She has, for example, her skill ability that this sword stance is guaranteed to trigger when enemy is weakness broken. Also with anyone with her Eidolon 1, she's also able to gain back a skill point after using a skill on an enemy with weakness broken. So like a self-refund on her own. Very, very independent character. but also likes weakness breaking enemies as well. She moves very, very fast. She's very good at physical breaking enemies. Super solid pair to Silver Wolf. She benefits a lot from weakness broken enemies on the field, and I think she's likely a candidate for one of the strongest characters that likely will see buffs with Silver Wolf coming into the game as well. So that will be character number 4. Now, I think 2 more characters that I want to talk about. I'll give one as honorable mention. I think the honorable mention will have to be Hook. Hook is in a similar style towards a lot of other hunt characters, but not only that, Hook also is able to play in a style of a mono fire team. You can play together with Esther, for example, to get to use her Harmony Light Cone. You can use the one right here, this Planetary Rendezvous, which allows you to buff same type damage as well. So characters that, for example, can play into these mono team compositions likely will fare better, and Hook is one of the examples of such characters. You also have a defensive unit like Fire MC already, so it's very, very open for Hook to play in these kind of formations. Other than that, I think Hook benefits a lot from single target damage, good amounts of resistance shredding on the enemy, defense shredding on the enemy, benefits her quite a bit, meaning that if you play her together with Esther, Silver Wolf and Esther, you will have fire damage bonus, you have fire resistance shredding, you will have fire weakness dropping onto the enemy, meaning that you will get, and also a lot of attack buffs, for example, from her, a lot of defense shredding. Hook benefits a lot from this kind of team compositions. She generally moves a bit slower and is reliant on Esther, so Silver Wolf also adds on an additional bonus to do a lot of damage in a single target fashion, which is what Hook likes to do. I think these are all factors that I consider quite good for Hook as well. Pretty strong character. Other than that, the last character I want to talk about in terms of who benefits a lot from Silver Wolf will be a character like Himiko. A lot of you might be stunned and maybe wondering why. I think one of the main reasons for that is, if you think about her whole kit, she actually benefits a lot in terms of her follow-up ability from Victory Rush when enemies are weakness broken. One of the major issues with this one you will feel is that it's quite unreliable to proc, especially when the enemies are of differing weaknesses. But with Silver Wolf coming into the game, you will increase the probability of you breaking weaknesses because you drop in a random ally's weakness. It doesn't matter who breaks it, as long as one of your teammates is the one that breaks the weakness, she gains a stack. Meaning that Silver Wolf directly, by implanting weaknesses, benefits Himiko quite a bit in terms of her overall kit. She also benefits quite a lot from, of course, the fire weakness on the enemy, the defense shredding, the rest shredding, and the other buffs that Silver Wolf provides. Silver Wolf can also be built a little bit as like a damage dealer, but not a pure hunt character like damage dealer, and Himiko does offer a good amount of AoE break as well as AoE fire damage. So yeah. Other than that, if you guys want to know why is she not in the meta or what else it will take to bring her into the meta, I actually talked a little bit in this other video I think you might be interested in if you like Himiko right here. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video as well, and see you in the next video.